Have you ever felt lost? Are you looking for the purpose of your life? Have you ever thought about killing yourself? Watch today's video. Welcome to Become Odara. My name is Ana Clara Toni, and this is our final video on the series of self-awareness. I don't believe that we did 15 videos. This is video 15. I thought about, is that a way to talk about the last video of the series without doing like a retrospective, following the cliche? Well, this is my best attempt on doing a video that will show you a little bit of the retrospective of what we talked, but also speak really of the lessons that I've learned during this process, and hopefully some of them will be beneficial to you as well. First, I want to tell you that when I start planning how to do this final video, I confess that I was a bit nervous because throughout the entire series of self-awareness, I didn't really have a pattern or a model, a template to follow when recording these videos. I actually got to an understanding that I had a lack of patterns, and that was my pattern, not having a template, not having a model. Even though, yes, there was some things that was similar in every single video, but some of the things I had to learn along the way. And that was something important, one of the lessons actually during the self-awareness series, because when you have a template, when you have a model, I thought to myself that this could mean discipline. So you follow this template and everything's gonna fall in place and everything's gonna be good. The discipline would mean quality. And there is some truth to that. When you constantly do something, when you keep the consistency of doing something, yes, you might get better at it. But the flexibility is also very important. So being able to adapt, to shape your models and not really be stuck in that template that you create for yourself, that's very important when it comes to creating content for social media. And that was my second issue, because creating content for social media, or even creating content here for YouTube, right? Telling people, oh, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do, or like this video, that helps the engines of YouTube to share this video to other people. That's so uncomfortable to do. And it's uncomfortable because I came to this conclusion that I am not creating content for YouTube. I am creating content for people. Maria Popova, she's a blogger that I adore. She has a website called Brain Pickings, where she writes about the books that she reads. And quite often she talks about her trouble with the word content, because she says, well, content is the content in the bottle. Content is what is inside of the trash can is content. And I thought, well, yeah, that's so weird to use the word content. And then I was curious to understand, what is the etymology of the word content? And I discovered something beautiful. The word content comes from the Latin continere, which means to keep united, to preserve. It's actually formed by two verbs, con, which means together, and entenere, that means to keep. So content really means to keep together. So what I'm sharing here are techniques, stories, tools about self-awareness, and the goal is to keep us together. Which reminds me of the time when I was in journalism school, in the very first day in class, and the dean came to our room, 40 students. I was sitting like in the second seat because I was a nerd, once a nerd, always a nerd. But I remember that the dean asked people, why did you choose journalism? And some people were saying, oh, I want to be a journalist because I like to read and to write. Other people answered that they like sports and they want to cover sports and games. And I remember when it was my turn, I answered, I want to end fake journalism. I want to share real stories and I want to change the world. Just what I said in the very first video of this channel, right? That the goal here was to transform lives. And little did I know that when I was talking about sharing stories and sharing tools and sharing things that could connect all of us, I was really documenting my own life, my own journey of self awareness. Because, yes, I shared here the things that I've learned and helped me, and that I shared with my friends and helped them. But more and more, I was learning that I create this channel because I want to exist. I want to create something that gives purpose to my life, to the things that I'm learning, discovering. And oftentimes, when you are aiming to exist, it's because you're having some trouble with the concept of life in itself. If you think a lot about the purpose of life, you might find yourself lost. You might find yourself without a purpose. Oh my God, I'm such a sad person. And in the last video, I talked about speaking my truth. And yes, I shared all those tips and tools on self-awareness. And this is also another thing that I learned in speaking my truth. I couldn't find another way to record this last video on the series of self-awareness about talking my own desire to not leave. I'm not talking about having the courage to kill myself. No. I'm talking about the exhausted. I'm talking about the exhaustion of having negative thoughts and not being able to stop them. So, in my aim to stop negative thoughts, I thought, well, there is only one way. I have to stop altogether. And Tim Ferriss, again, my guru, he had also been there. He was considering suicide, and he talked about, well, killing myself is really transferring all the pain inside of me and multiplying that to each single person that loves me. Or as my husband likes to say, suicide is finding a definitive solution for a temporary problem. Because these thoughts, these negative thoughts, this depression that comes and goes, it's really just a phase. It's really just a period of time that it will happen, especially if you are learning more about yourself and about the traumas, the things that stops you, that prevents you, the insecurities, the fears. And that's what I didn't know when I started recording these videos. I didn't know that in this journey of self-awareness, when I talked about transforming people's lives, I was actually talking about transforming my own life. I was talking about overcoming my own fears and insecurities, putting myself out here, speaking two languages and trying to communicate the best I could in English. And that is very, very powerful. And it might be a surprise to a lot of friends and family to see, wait, what? Ana Clara is saying all those type of things? Because I often present myself smiling, happy and joyful, and I am full of energy and I want to inspire people, and I do. I really do. But there is part of me, or Olga, telling me that I cannot show other people that I'm sad sometimes, that I cannot show people that I'm insecure, that I'm afraid, that I don't have all this confidence, and that I don't speak so fluent and natural in front of the camera. And that was a big mistake to think that way. Because during this series, there were a lot of people who reached out to me and said, Anna, thank you for sharing this video. It really helped me. I didn't thought about this situation, or I didn't thought about that situation. And it really helped me to see things in a different perspective. And that was, I think, the main lesson throughout this 15 videos. That yes, the way to find yourself, the way for self-awareness, to stop being lost and all that type of thing, will only come from you. You have to be able to walk this path. But the beauty, though, is that you don't have to walk this path on your own. I learned that it's by sharing my vulnerability that I connect with people. Because by not sharing that I'm sad, that I have problems, people also will distancing themselves because they also have problems. They also have sadness. They also feel bad sometimes. And they have these weird thoughts in their heads. And we don't want to contaminate other people. We don't want to depress other people. And we don't want to look depressed. We don't want to look sad. We're all smiles a lot of the times. But it's when we show our vulnerability that we actually connect with people, with others, with our family and friends and strangers even. But it's not only the pain that connects us. When we celebrate a new life, when we engage in celebrating love, somebody got married, somebody's having a birthday, somebody had a newborn, somebody left us, and we celebrate this person's life, this all connect us as well. All those rituals that we execute in community, that we promote in community, they bring us together. And in a different way, all the type of rituals, the ones that we do on a daily basis within ourselves, journaling, meditating, exercising, eating mindfully, having surrounds that inspire you, mentors, cleaning your body, taking a shower with intention. All those things connect us within ourselves. It's like having a portfolio, a diverse portfolio of happiness. Putting a little bit of your investments in your happiness through those different sources. Meditation, and journaling, and meeting with friends, meeting with family, and connecting and making everything united. And I am really happy to share all these findings with you guys today because it's the fall equinox. It's literally when the day and the night has the same duration in terms of lighting. And it's beautiful because we're ending a cycle in the beginning of the fall. And just like nature, we are also cyclical beings. We are full of ups and downs, lows and highs. And the beauty of it is to understand that this also shall pass. As cliche as it could be. So closing this chapter, I want to announce a few changes that's gonna happen here at the Become Odara channel. So starting next week, I will share here some of the lives that I've done on Instagram with friends, with specialists about topics that I am really engaged in: vegetarianism, depression, how to breathe in a proper way, abusive relationships, and much more. Most of these lives, they will be in Portuguese. Some of them will be in English. And starting November, all the videos here at Become Odara will be in Portuguese. So I hope that you enjoy the series of 15 videos in English as well. So you could continue to visit us. Hopefully, you learned some of the Portuguese throughout the series. And if you have any comments, any questions, anything that you'd like to share, please leave in the comment. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, so much for staying with me in this journey. I am very, very grateful. Thank you, and become Odara daily. Thank you.